Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. And we have a roundtable of nerds here to discuss the entire season of The Penguin, which was on Max. I'm here with Ginger Greek and Cheeto, and let's just start off straight away by saying how much we all thoroughly enjoyed this particular show. Ginger Greek, what have you got to say?
Well, I mean, this is like best show of the year by far. And not only is it best show of the year, it's one of the greatest comic book things ever made. And I just enjoyed every moment, every episode, every journey that took, especially the final episode. I mean, that's a great way to end the first season, rather than doing the Disney thing of just always botching your final season and rushing through things and everything's short and stupid. it Yeah, I mean, what more is there to say? The acting was just phenomenal. Colin Farrell gives the performance of his career. You just never ever look at that costume and think that's Colin Farrell under there. It just, for me, it's just a combination of just random New York style actor and James Gandolfini kind of come back to life. That's what that felt like. And I forget the lady Gilotti, the woman Gina Gilotti or something like that, the actress that played Sophia. Again, phenomenal. Polar
Christine
opposite performance.
Malati, like that.
Yeah, cold, calculating performance, and just the premise was great. The watching Penguin do his thing, or politicking and weaseling was just phenomenal, and no fan service. We had no fan service whatsoever. You had like right at the end 2 little bits, but they didn't add anything or take away anything at all. And that's what I loved. See, not doing fan service now is actually fan service, because you're giving proper fans that like stuff new things and not having to resort to the usual tropes to kind of hook people in, and that's what I loved. So yeah, that's we can go on about more during the review, but that's my general thing. Cheeto.
Before I pass on to Cheeto,
Oh,
I just want to quickly show you a quick thing. Here we go. Oh, where is it? No. Sorry, I apologize. Here we go. This is Richard Kind. He was in Only Murders in the Building season 4. A lot of people says that he looks a lot like Colin Farrell's Penguin, and he does. If he could have maybe performed did this sort of performance, they wouldn't have needed to get Colin Farrell in makeup. They just hired fucking Richard Kind instead and made him into the Penguin.
I don't think he could have pulled off this kind of.
No, come on, man.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had the same intensity. Like, Richard Kind is a very one-note actor. Let's be honest. He's a great actor, but he's very one-note. Farrell, time and time again, just shows just how versatile he is.
Yeah, exactly. Cheeto, sorry.
0 out of 10. We did not get at all during this series. So 0 out of 10. Peace out. Good night. No, no, this was absolutely phenomenal. I think that, and I agree with Ginger with the fan service. Like, they didn't try to shove. This is what Gotham. I've said this like many times, but this is what Gotham season. Like, if I were to make any like an article on this, this is what Gotham season 1 should have been. Like, this is what Gotham originally had the ingredients to make something like this in their season 1, and they just shit the bed. They started throwing all these Batman villains in it, especially in the first season. Like, we got Scarecrow in there and Poison Ivy and all these things that they were hinting towards. It's like, no, we got Gotham season 1. And honest and truly, we could have had like fan servicey moments with a Poison Ivy or something, because guess what? Batman's around. You know what I mean? Like, but this is the show we deserved when Gotham was first announced. And I am so freaking glad that we got this, because this is by far one of the best shows that has come out comic book wise in a long time. I mean, it's definitely better. So for me, my favorite Disney Plus show is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I know a lot of people cringe at that, but it is. This far exceeds that. Way beyond that.
One Division as well. It exceeds One Division. I mean, they're
It
best
does. It
ones.
exceeds. Yeah,
Yeah.
it exceeds one, and you know, and that this show did not hold your hand. It said we are in it to win it, and we are going to make you care about the. And not care as in like, oh, like he's a good guy. Like you are going to give a crap about the Penguin. Like he is going to be a threat, and I loved it. I mean, especially the ending where just ruthless ending. Oh my god, I was very, very shocked at the route they went, and I'm glad they did. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I was enthralled by the very first episode. This show was brilliant. I was mesmerized by Colin Farrell's performance, and I was hoping the show would give me what I wanted, was him rising to the top, and we got that as well. But at the same time, just all the layers that was involved and everything, all these different characters. I have to say, Penguin's a very lucky guy. if he had a superpower, that could be it. He's also got that big man strength as well, which you saw come out at a particular time, which I like. But he wasn't somebody. What I liked about the show most of all is that it never tried to make him out to be an anti-hero. He was an opportunist first and foremost, you know. And it just in case you forgot what he was, there was a little bit moment. There's a moment here, a moment there, a moment here, there, which reminded you, this guy's about. Especially by the very end, it reminded you this guy is evil. He's a terrible person, and the journey that we went with him in these 8 episodes, that cord was cut. You know, like, we're not sticking with you. And when we want you to get your ass fucking kicked because you deserve it. What he did to his mother at the end, you know, all of these things is like, wow, this guy is bad. And I'm really happy that it did not anti-hero the villain. Fundamentally, that was one of the biggest things. And add to HBO as well, like, they know how to make a show. Like, what do we want from our final episode of a season? A slightly longer than average episode than the rest. We got that. A fantastic culmination. So things that felt rushed when it was tying things up at the end. We got that as well. HBO delivers all the fucking time, and they delivered with this. This is arguably the best comic book show ever. And I can say that, you know. Yeah.
No, yeah. There's no argument here. I can't say there's no argument to be had. Other people have the preferences, but for me, I'm up there with you.
Yeah. Well, what comes to mind? What really comes to mind when it comes to television series that could even come close to this, which is comic book related? There's nothing. Yeah.
No, I mean, there is a plethora of good stuff out there, like you have with The Boys, and you had like, you know, like Loki and the One Divisions, and in Cheeto's case,
Boy, yeah, yeah.
They're mid compared to this. Like even The Boys, which has been like up and down throughout its 4 series. It's still mostly really good, but it's still, Penguin is like on Everest. That's where I put Penguin. Like I've said, in terms of my all-time favorite Batman stuff, this is second now. Under the Red Hood, the animated movie, it's still number 1 for me, but this is second. Because time and time again, look, as I said on my Facebook post, the world of Batman, much like the world of Star Wars, the world of X-Men, the world of insert a property, a franchise that has huge lore in it, should always be explored in not just different takes and different avenues, but with the kind of main characters taken out of it and just allowing for certain individuals to breathe. So in this case, all we got was Penguin, the Maronis, the Falcones. That was it. We didn't even get hints of like Hugo Strange, like some people might have thought that Doctor was. We didn't get hints of Bruce Wayne. We didn't get fucking mentions of Bruce Wayne, Harvey Dent, Joker,
Commissioner Gordon, which I was surprised. No Commissioner Gordon, which was interesting.
I think they mentioned him,
Gordon,
but he didn't show up.
We got the mayor. We got the mayor at the end.
Yeah, but we got none of the kind of mainstays. It was just, these guys should be applauded for saying, you know what, this is Penguin. This is all about Penguin. We're just going to focus on Penguin. We're going to introduce a new character in Sophia as well. And this is going to be like the main kind of antagonists. And I just found it so refreshing. Not rely on fan service at all. And it gave us a different take on Penguin, but it's still the Penguin. He is a politician. He is a weasel. He is very good at kind of the intricacies of working the system and all this kind of stuff. And that's what we got. And I loved it.
There's some comments here. Oh, by the way, this one here first. The actress who plays Carmen, or Eve, sorry, is Carmen Ejogo, the ex-wife of Jeffrey Wright, who plays Commissioner Gordon. By the way, I called him Commissioner Gordon. He's not Commissioner Gordon just yet, but inevitably he will be. I love the scenes where Penguin is talking about his mom's condition. It felt like he was talking about his real world son. Those scenes felt very human. By the way, the kid who played Penguin was superb. The young boy, he was absolutely great. It was top. GD, welcome to the stream, GD. It was top 2 for sure. You go from rooting for Oz, feeling sorry for him, to straight hating him. What a great show. What do you think of Felicia Hardy reveal? Felicia Hardy?
He's talking about Selena Kyle, Catwoman. He said Felicia Hardy because Felicia Hardy's the Black Cat in Spider-Man. So I think he was just being facetious there.
I think.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I mean,
that's an Easter egg.
It makes sense. It's Sophia's half sister, so it made sense that she got a mention. But again, they stuck it right at the end, along with the bat signal, which was great because it didn't.
And the tuxedo.
Even if they didn't put it in there, you would have got away with it. And
I'm glad he did. Yeah, glad he didn't wear it.
Yeah,
he did not wear the top hat. It didn't need none of that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's what makes the show even better because, look, you have plenty of Gotham elements. You've got Arkham Asylum. You've got the Falcones and the Salvatoris. You got all of these ingredients. Some people are saying that Dr. Rush, played by Thea Rossi from Sons of Anarchy, he might be a version of the Mad Hatter, which would be interesting if that's the case.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of that actor. So
I was about to say, I'm fine if they lead something into something else, but I don't think we needed the Mad Hatter in this show. Yes, if that guy shows up again and they do a different version of the Mad Hatter, or something like that, that's fine, but do it later. You didn't need to do it here, which they didn't, which is great. I was kind of hoping for a little, something Batman, and I'm not saying him showing up. I'm just saying it just seems odd that all this stuff is going down and there's not even mention of Batman at all.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, no Bruce Wayne, no, and did it need it? No, but I still feel like it's like a magazine, a paper cover, something about Wayne Enterprises. Some mention about Wayne Enterprises doing something. It just made it feel secluded. And again, that could be to its benefit and its drawback, because I don't feel like it needed it, but I felt like it does make it feel a little bit disconnected. And as I said, I can't even really take points away from it because it was so goddamn good. You know what I mean? I can't take the points away from it for that, but I still throughout the whole series felt like, okay. And I guess the Selena Kyle was kind of a reference outside because she was in the Batman, but I don't know. I want Penguin to be the main villain of the next movie. I mean, screw Mr. Freeze or whoever they're going to do. You know what I mean? Batman versus Penguin.
Well, I would actually like to see Catwoman become a villain again, because they've anti-hero though to shit, and it drives me nuts. I would love to see her be a bad guy again, and if she does team up with her half sister, she could be a villain.
I don't think, but that she only wants to get wealthy, like, and I mean, like, by stealing things. It's like she doesn't ever usually, like, maybe with some
she's
offshoot
vengeful.
comics.
You know, if somebody fucks with her, she'll get back at him.
Yeah,
We saw
if
that
somebody
with
fucks with her, she'll fuck back. But it's just like, I don't think she goes out of her way to hurt people, like, the Joker, Two-Face, Penguin, Riddle, like, like, she doesn't want that kind of attention. She just wants to steal and get rich. And
because Michelle Pfeiffer's version was a little bit fucked in the head. Even when she saved that woman, she gave that woman shit for needing to be saved, and all of that. So
well, that was virtue signaling back in the 90s, like, woman power. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like, women shouldn't have to be saved.
I liked what the movie The Batman did, was that, okay, fine, we don't need a villain of the season or the film. Like, these are villains that already exist in this world. We have a Joker, we have a Riddler, we have a Penguin already established in this world. And I wouldn't mind, in a way, of Penguin being this new version of Falcone who pulls triggers. If anything, if we saw from the last episode, but the last episode delivered so much. Penguin got the feel for politics when he saw that mayor, when he was in that town hall and he was sitting in that room talking to that official guy as well, hitting the hammer. And if you read the comics, you know that he does end up being mayor as well. And I really would feel that, to get him more involved. And you see how it is now with American politics, with criminals becoming powerful politicians. They could have art imitating life, or whatever it may be, with Penguin, running for mayor, and then maybe we get the Bruce Wayne.
I think they know in DC, besides Lex Luthor, I think with the gangsters and stuff, I think they know the fact that the people who hold true power are not the people in office.
Yeah, exactly.
Are the people who are outside of office manipulating, like the Penguin did. He literally is manipulating them. That's where Penguin likes to be.
Yeah, fair enough. But this is television. I just think that he's already now reached the heights of being the criminal kingpin of Gotham. Now I think maybe he might want something new to sink his teeth in, which is maybe running for mayor. And maybe hobnobbing with all.
I think that's character assassination for him.
It's going to be in terms of storyline, it's a complete detriment to what he did and what he's built. To be thrust into the spotlight when he could just manipulate things behind the scenes,
and that's what he likes to do.
He knows this himself. The character within him knows this himself, and it is far more entertaining for us to see him manipulate all these different people behind the scenes to do his bidding. Him being in the spotlight and doing the stuff, it's like, yeah, this is standard laissez-faire. But the behind the scenes, the puppetry, that's the more interesting stuff, and that's what I want to see them build on in the next season. Like, get his money and his power through that way, rather than say doing just your standard drugs and all this kind of stuff.
You guys make good points, but those scenes when he was in the town hall with the gavel, looking at the mayor, for me, that's foreshadowing.
I don't think so. I think he's like, I think what he's doing, and he's like, I can manipulate all of this from where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like I think that's when he's coming to realize that I can manipulate all the way to the top, and I can do what I want and manipulate, and I don't even have to really do be here, do this. That's why he's like, I can get used to. Yeah, I think that's why he was saying I can get used to this. More like I am manipulating what's going on here in this courtroom, not I could be the head honcho. I don't think it did to me. That's not what it sounded like. It sounded like he was like, I can manipulate what happens in here, and I don't even have to be here.
But I don't want to dismiss it completely, because they could go down that route where he becomes either a mayor or some kind of fucking.
I don't want that. It's too Norman Osborn kingpin.
Never put it past them.
J. Jonah Jameson, like all of that. Well, I mean, J. Jonah Jameson is not a villain, but like they've all been mayor of New York at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Busty, what do you think of Penguin being okay? Fine, you're going about U.S. politics. What do you think about Penguin being a mayor of Gotham City? What do you think about that, Hub? And,
did you watch Penguin? Because we're talking spoilers here, just in case.
Let's just talk about Christine Milioti, who played Sophie Falcone. or Giamante.
Gigante.
This actress, she's always like she's renowned for playing sweet young lady type characters, you know, and she absolutely killed it playing this fucking psychopath. Somebody who was molded into that by her father, who obviously didn't have the heart to kill her, but obviously didn't didn't want her to investigate that, you know, that Falcone, Carmine Falcone was the real hangman, and then gave that moniker to her by throwing her in prison into fucking Arkham of all places, and seeing her transformation turning into a nutcase. Awesome. Superb.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely superb.
Sophia in this was just the whole story behind what happened to her and everything that gets revealed along the way and what she does and what she becomes is just, it's incredible. It's like a murderous Harley Quinn type thing. And
I got those vibes, especially in the last episode.
Yeah, 100% gave me Harley Quinn vibes, but in a kind of more murderous, genocidal, maniacal way. Cheeto, yes, I am this Friday.
Okay, then Rusty, I was just gonna say, like, Rusty's like, he doesn't care about Penguin, then join us on Friday because we're doing World's Gone Insane. I don't know if I'll be there, but I know Ginger and I'm sure Zam won't be able to miss it.
Yes, and I'll be talking about Trump's cabinet picks, and that's all I'll say because I don't want this to become.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to let him look. I mean, if you want to come back on Fridays
in the little corner for an hour and a half, and that's it. So back to Penguin.
So we had you mentioned Harlequin. There were so many Harlequin type characters like Magpie, for fuck's sake. I genuinely thought that was Harlequin. When Sophia was talking through the wall and trying to speak to that person, I thought that was Harlequin in the next chamber, but eventually it was a Magpie, and then Sophie becomes who she is by fucking killing her later on because she finds out that Magpie is an informant. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant.
Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And just the way she just murders everyone, gasses them all. But saves the kid's life because obviously, you know, doesn't want the little girl to kind of die because she's a little girl. You know, she's not that ruthless. But the fact that she just gasses everyone in that house, I thought that was just icing on the cake for her. And her downfall.
I was just gonna say the next part when she like basically butters up what was the guy's name?
Maroney.
Oh, you mean Dr. Rush? Julian Rush.
Yeah. Like when she buttered him up and she basically like, you know, Stockholmed him into like being like, all right, you're going to be in this. And then literally the next scene, she shoots him because he disagrees with her for like 2 seconds. I'm like, brilliant. Oh, yeah. My God. I loved it. I'm like, that is the ruthlessness right there. Like she spent all this time.
Her uncle. She kills her uncle, you mean?
Oh, is that her uncle? Okay.
That was her uncle. Yeah.
So, but yeah, she just kills him anyway because he disagreed with it. And I'm like, that is the ruthlessness that we need right here. You know what I mean? Like they were just like, no, like we're going balls to the wall on this. Like, yeah, we spent half an episode gaslighting this guy into thinking he wanted to work with Sophia, and then like, you know, and then she just shoots him because he disagrees. I'm like, yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, and the thing is, the motivations of both Sophia and Penguin are similar in terms of how to get people on their side. It's like, look, these people pay you peanuts, and you're the little guys, and I'm going to elevate you. I'm going to make you bigger, stronger, and all this kind of stuff. And that's how he gets them all on site. And I just thought, yeah, that was a kind of interesting parallel between them and who was more ruthless kind of thing. But
Sophia kind of helped Penguin a lot unintentionally by getting rid of the crime family and all of that. You know, she made it a lot easier for him. But at the same time, what I noticed is that Penguin was like the Batman in this, because here we go. I've got the Batman. I've got him dead to rights. I've tied him up. I should basically kill him right now. But no, we're going to prolong. We're going to keep prolonging. And then we give this fucker a chance to escape. And oopsie, we don't kill him. and that happens so many times with Oswald.
Well,
Yeah.
and I
In
think
this
that's
show.
because nobody thinks he's really a threat. Like I understand where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing with you. I do see that. But I think in the beginning of the show, I think it's because nobody really thought he was a threat. Like nobody was like, everybody was like, you know, we can tie this guy up, we can play with him, we can, you know, we can torture him before we kill him. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, he's actually smarter than we thought. But I see your point towards the end of the show where, yeah, you're right. Like Maroney and Sophia, like they should have just put a bullet in him. You know what I mean? But they dicked around and, well, they found out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say
And,
here? You're all are like family. No, Zam, no. Yes, I'm going to poison their eggnog for
Thanks,
this
mate.
Thanksgiving.
So the first episode as well, like I think in the first episode we get just this moment of absolute holy shit. None of us saw this coming straight away in when you know the brother was murdered straight away, just shot by the penguin within the first like 10 minutes. Alberto, just because he took the piss out of the penguin, and then the penguin just fucking guns him down. And obviously the dread kicks in afterwards. And there you
But that puts him on his path.
Yeah, that's what put him on the path.
Yeah, because he was just going to work with Al.
Yeah, and the way he politicked it and roped in the Maronis and all of that, that was just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Just straight up, just fucking murders the guy you think is going to be running the show straight away. And oh, God, it was great.
No, and I think that's too, like the penguin seemed like he was on the back foot in every single episode. You know what I mean? Until the very end when he just got up above everybody and finally, because every episode, at least in the first half, it felt like he was always on the back foot and he was like, man, how's he gonna get out of this? And it wasn't until like the final couple episodes where like, holy shit, he's actually doing this. Like he's you know, and Zam's right. Like Sophia did a lot of the work for him too, because she gassed the whole Falcone family.
Falcone, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, she did a lot of his work for it, but he just kind of lucked into that. And you know, but I think they did it so well that's like you could sit there and say, oh, there's way too many coincidences for him to like. No, there was way too many things going on, and Penguin just took advantage of every opportunity, and it all made sense to me because there were times where I'm like, I don't know, like how is this even happening, and how is Penguin going to benefit from this, you know, like, and I honestly I didn't know what was. Oh, go ahead.
You can see how Shifty was constantly making alliances all the time, just to turn on a dime, like, you know, with the Salvatore family and then Falcone and so you can call it Salvatore. It's the Maroni. It's the Salvatore Maroni family. He's always trying to make these alliances, even when they were almost being killed by Maroni's wife. Like, you know, he's pleading to them whilst, you know, shitting all over Sophia while when they're kneeling with each other, right next to each other, and she just can't believe what's coming out of his mouth. You know, it just
he even betrayed. If you think about it, he even betrayed his own people, because when he revealed that bomb in the back of the Jeep, like, he didn't say anything. He just ran off.
I noticed that. He could have said something. He could have said bomb, you know.
Yeah, bomb, or get out, or take cover, or something. Shit. No, he literally ran off and said, fuck all to them, because the one guy is walking around going, what's going on? And then it blows. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
just again does everything.
There was no alliances whatsoever that he actually cared about.
Sophia, he left her behind when Victor saved him. You know, when he was about to get executed by the Maronis. You know, like, constantly. You know, and also, like, there's just so many moments. You know, like I said, they had him dead to rights, and they just didn't take care of him. He's lucky. I'll say that.
Yeah, you set all this up, and you're just sitting there like, God, this guy, man, it doesn't take much to set him off. And then you flash back to his childhood and how he just killed his brothers over one simple little thing of them going down to a place where he couldn't reach. So he just locks them in and just doesn't say anything to the mum and just lets them drown. And
I don't think he knew. I don't think he intentionally tried to kill his brothers,
Not
but he just didn't give a
intentionally,
fuck.
But I don't think he
rage and
cared.
all of that.
Yeah,
But he didn't care.
he
Yeah.
wanted
He
his
didn't
mum all
care.
to himself.
He
He
wanted
didn't like
most of them
sharing
to
it.
himself.
Yeah, he's turned her into an alcoholic because of his behavior. You know, never really cared that he lost his brothers. You could see it. Like he was more wanting his mum just to get out of her depression than anything. Never cared about his
Yeah,
brothers at all. You know,
in
and
true
the actress who
narcissistic,
played,
sociopathic fashion, they usually only tend to care for like one person. It tends to be like their mother. They always have like a weird fascination with their mother. And this was straight out of that playbook. Again, it's these little intricacies, these little details that tell
Mhm.
you that the guy is a complete sociopath, because a lot of them, they'll only be like have like love for like one person, or a weird obsession with like one person. And in a lot of cases it's like a mother. And this was it. Like the guy was willing to kill his brothers. He didn't care. He didn't say anything to the mum when they would late and they weren't showing up. And what makes it even more incredible is that she knew all these years. She knew, and she wanted to get him killed off when he was just a kid as well, and all those kind of revelations. And yet, despite all that, he doesn't have it in him to kill her, despite him knowing what he knows
Yeah,
about her.
despite his mum stabbing him at the end and
And his
and
mum
all of that.
stabbing him and all of this, and he still
But
keeps her alive, even though
yeah,
she's
but
just had a stroke and now she's basically
he only cares.
comatose.
Yeah, but he only cares for keeping her alive. Like he didn't give. He was willing to maintain the lie of that she didn't. That he didn't put his brothers in a precarious position, even if it meant her mum having a finger chopped off. You know, he was going to
Yeah,
stick with that lie. You know,
yeah.
so yeah, because it's a typical person. So let's go on to the next actor, Renzi Feliz. Now, before we stick, he played Victor, obviously. Before we go on about his character, people are clamoring for this kid to play Miles Morales in as live action Spider-Man.
He's too
Unfortunately,
old.
he's 27. He's too old. You know, just a little bit too old.
27?
Yeah, he's 27.
Wow, yeah, no, it's too old. You
He
want
was
somebody like
in the
an Tom
Runaways show.
Holland, you want somebody, a teenager, to do that role.
Yeah, yeah. You go back 7, 8 years, perfect, absolutely perfect for the role, but not now.
Yeah, but
You know,
he was nothing special. Like in terms of just, he did his stutter really well and all this kind of stuff, but he was replaceable. He was like, his performance wasn't anything special, but I liked the character. I liked his kind of journey and what happened to his family and all this kind of stuff. And again, he's like the parallel with Tyson in Tulsa King. You're just seeing his journey throughout the show. And my my prediction was that the Penguin's going to screw him over one way or another, and this is the catalyst of him becoming Robin, because I just think like Hollywood would do something that crazy, to put Robin in. Doesn't matter if he's black, all this kind of stuff. We had a million white Robins and all this kind of shit, but that's what I thought. So the fact that he fucking kills him at the end, I was applauding this, because it wasn't. I didn't want him to be Robin and follow this kind of, I got screwed by the Penguin and now I'm going to do good kind of thing, even though I've murdered this other drug dealer kind of guy. And the fact that he just gets killed, and I was just like, fucking Penguin is just no attachments, just kill everything, cut everyone off. And I literally applauded when that happened. Oh, just an absolute. That was the icing on the cake that made this better than a masterpiece for me.
well, maybe as his name is Victor, and he's supposed to be left dead. Maybe he'll come back as Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. No, I'm only joking. Sorry, Cheeto. Let's go.
That's okay. No, this actor he's the one who played Alex on the Runaways, and I agree. Like, I mean,
Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
God, he was fucking awful in that. No wonder his performance wasn't that standout.
But that's what I'm saying. But that was going to be my point, is that I think Colin Farrell pulls performances out of these people that I think it's more of a credit to Colin Farrell, not Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah, Colin Farrell. Yeah.
I always get Colin Farrell and the other Colin confused, and I don't like name wise, not look wise. Anyway, but I really feel like that it was more Colin Farrell pulling that performance out of him rather than him just being a good actor, because I was never impressed with his acting in Runaways either. He did 3 seasons of Runaways, and I was like,
everyone was terrible in that show. That show was just fucking terrible.
See, I disagree with you. I don't think everyone was bad, but I think that he was definitely one of the bad ones. Anyway,
I don't care. They ruined one of the best comic books.
Come on, Daniel Vance. You got it all wrong here, mate. Because Tom Holland played Peter Parker when he was 19 years old.
No, he was like 6. I thought when he first started filming Civil War, he was like 16, 17.
2015.
Probably. Yeah, you're right. He got cast in the role at 17.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But the point is, the movie came out in 2015. He would be 19.
They've got 3 more.
And he's grown into the role. He's grown into the role. His character ages up. He's not going to. But you can't have somebody at 27 playing teenage Miles Morales. It's just. And by the time he's supposed to be 24, 25, he's like in his mid-30s in real life. Please. So.
Oh, you know what? I might be wrong. He was born in 1996. So that. No, he'd be around 20.
Yeah, it's going to be 28. Dude, people born in 94 are hitting 30, mate. They're 30 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I agree. He has grown into the role. I mean, on top of that, technically he didn't age 5 years, in the snap. So, and that would be what 2018 to 2023. So, and he's still got that youthful look. Like, he's not looking like an old man yet. So I think they can still pull it off of him still being
without a doubt. But when you're somebody who's 27, you ask to play a teenager, like a 15, 16-year-old. You know what I mean?
Just to start off, that's Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield was like 29 when they asked him to play Spider, and I'm like, I love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I think he's a great Peter Parker, but he needed to be like an adult Peter Parker, Peter Parker that's been around for years and is not the teenage kid on his skateboard riding. That was the problem with that movie, is that they honestly should have just leaned into a seasoned Spider-Man after, like the video game, like the Marvel Spider-Man game did. He had been Spider-Man for like 8 to 10 years already. They needed that.
Yeah. Even Tom Holland Spider-Man, who was like a young Spider-Man, he was already established. He never needed a fucking origin story. So anyway,
I'm sick and tired of every time we get Spider-Man, it's back to the teenage years. It's like, fast forward, age him up. His villains are already around and all this kind of crap. Age him up. Want to see the fucking older Spider-Man. I wanted to see, Jake Johnson do Spider-Man, who did Peter B. Parker in the cartoon.
Married to Mary Jane.
Jake Johnson, brilliant. He looks like an old Peter Parker. So that's what I want to see.
Okay, back on subject. So,
we're talking about the Penguin.
Yeah. So look, I thought this actor did his role really well. I like the way how he came into Oswald's life, is how he ended it. In a way, his life was up for grabs at the very beginning of meeting Oswald, and he survived. But on this particular occasion, they bookended it by him being killed. Totally understandable why he was killed, even though he did a lot for Oswald. He saved Oswald's life more than once, and he learned a lot from Oswald as well. But there was 2 things, in my opinion, which is why Oswald ended up killing him. The first thing is the kid, would end up being a weakness for Oswald. He liked him. He looked at him like a surrogate brother or surrogate son, so to speak. And he didn't need that weakness. Secondly, we already established earlier on in this episode of the number 2s, the lieutenants, killing their captains, killing their bosses, and then taking over. Who's to say he wouldn't do the same, to Penguin, which is why he also killed him, in my opinion, as well.
So he's a Sith.
He wanted to make sure that the apprentice wouldn't take over the master, and he didn't want to at the same time feel any emotional attachment to him, and so he killed him. And Yeah, and like, but just to add insult to injury, there was no remorse. I mean, there was a little bit of pain in his face when you were strangling him. I'm not sure if that's from the struggle of strangling him or not, but regardless, he fucking took his money and
I know he
threw
grabbed
away.
his wallet, took his money, and
Yeah.
threw it. Yeah, I was like, dude, this guy, like,
That was just brilliant. But
I'm
he
like,
had to make it look like a robbery anyway, as well. So yeah, he took
And
his
then
money,
threw his
his ID away.
ID into the lake, but not his body. Just left his body there. You know.
well, I think that's
Yeah,
what Ginger
so-
means. I think he's trying to make it look like a robbery. So, or like a robbery.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, just make it look like a robbery gone wrong kind of thing. But yeah, it's just, I think that was just the icing on the cake for me. That was just such a brilliant ending. And it just, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen in the second season at all. You're going
If
in
they have
like,
one, I mean,
If
I
they
hope
have
they
one.
would.
I think they
I hope
will.
so.
I think they will. I think Colin Farrell. This is a massive meal ticket for him. I think he can start after what he's done here, and DC Warner Brothers. They got fucking truckloads of money, and this is a massive success. He can start fucking calling the shots now. He could be the fucking Robert Downey Jr. of this fucking universe. I mean, he really could
Yeah.
be.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
he is supposed to sign. He is supposed to be in a couple scenes. He's already said he's going to be in a couple scenes of the Batman 2, which
Batman 2.
I'm glad he don't like. I said earlier, make him the main villain, but I don't actually want that. Like, I still want him to be like involved, but like, I don't really want him to be the main villain because I feel like that would kind of ruin the character that they've built here for the show. Like, I don't mind him showing up in the movie, but
look. What Penguin is a guy who wants to make a bit of money and be a crime boss. He's not the set of villain like Riddler was portrayed as, who was fucking everything up. Being a massive serial killer. Flooding the cities and all of that shit. He was, going after top officials as well. That's not necessarily who Penguin is. His motives are a lot more simpler. So have him as this pebble in Batman's shoe, somebody he has to deal with, beat the fuck up now and again, whatever, extract information out of, but not necessarily as the top guy, because the top guy has to have real evil motivations that are, are another level than just making money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is
Yeah.
with Penguin as well is that because he'll have the politicians on his side, he could be that kind of villain towards Batman, where he can get the law to kind of do his bidding, like blackmail them into taking action, which in turn, don't forget that should, if they do the story correctly, and that is a route that they do take in certain areas, cause a fantastic schism among the political powers within Gotham and the police force and all this kind of stuff as well. So if they do it right, that sets up other avenues to explore within this universe that wouldn't even need like Batman villains or Batman as well, like the intricate policies within Gotham and things like that, which I always love, like that kind of stuff. So that's a possibility. If they don't go down that route, it's still fine. But I'm just saying, there's always these, like, they just plant these little seeds that they're a good kind of fallback should things go wrong within that, like, the film suck or whatever kind of thing.
I get this, by the way. Give me Bruce Wayne showing up to Penguin. Yeah, I want Bruce Wayne. If they do, when they do the Batman 2, I want the American Psycho style Christian Bale version of Bruce Wayne. I want the guy who's obviously portraying a young, cocky, arrogant fucker that he wants the world to see him as. So they could never relate to him to ever being Batman. That's the sort of Bruce Wayne I want. And I want Robert Pattinson to portray that. I know he's got the acting abilities to do that, use that as a way of infiltrating and stuff like that. So I really want to see that, because I've always been fascinated by the Bruce Wayne character, the Playboy character. I want to see more of that. I really do.
The only thing I didn't like about the Batman was, they definitely did the whole like dark and like you could definitely equate dark and emo Bruce Wayne with emo like Cape Crusader. So it's like that's the one thing about Christian Bale's Batman that I really appreciated, was the fact that he played up that Playboy side so that people would not equate him to that. And I agree. I would love to see them kind of pivot on that Bruce Wayne type character where he's kind of like this showy playboy, but it's just a character, because when he hits that Batcave, man, he is like all business, and then you can be dark and broody.
Even Kevin Conroy portrayed that in the Batman animated series. He was always looked upon as a playboy and all of that sort of stuff. So I really want that. That for me is him being the infiltrator and all of that. I'm dying to see a lot of that. That for me would be a lot of fun, because in my opinion, the movies portrayed Bruce Wayne so poorly. He was so bland, in the films. The first 4 movies.
Oh yeah,
Batman. Yeah, it's so
I
bland.
Think they did
Bruce
okay in
Wayne
the
was.
Burton. I think they did okay in the Burton.
No,
they
he's
kind
bland
of,
as fuck, man. The only part was good where you want to hit
disagree. I
nuts
think
and all that
Michael.
shit.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the Michael Keaton one did do that little showman. I think he did do that showman Bruce Wayne a bit, not as much as they probably should have. I agree with you, but I still think he still had that persona that he was putting out there.
If fair enough. Just quickly going back to the character of Victor, I think he was there also to give Penguin some sort of legitimacy, as a way of saying, okay, you can like Penguin because you can't help but like Victor. Victor is he seems like a good guy, a good kid, maybe falling off the wrong side of the tracks, but he's just trying to find his way. And even though Victor did things like obviously do some robberies and ghosted his girlfriend and killed that dude who deserved it, you still like Victor overall, which is why when Penguin killed him, it was.
I actually have a thought on Victor. My whole thing with Victor was Victor himself was a red herring for Penguin, because throughout this whole show, you're like, it's not a redeeming quality of Penguin, but you're like, at least I can like Victor, and then by extension, maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Be okay with the Penguin, and then he kills him, and then you're like, fuck you.
But why
just to remind you that Penguin's a villain?
You know what I mean? Like, I like Penguin. I root for Penguin because he's a piece of shit.
We
do that, but I'm talking about the general public.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
exactly. Just to remind you, what a terrible. But some people forget, he's a terrible person. But even like I said, the movie The Joker, the first one, it anti-hero the Joker too much. Didn't make him psychotic enough, in my opinion, because all the people he killed is
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, all the people, including his mum, they all fucking deserved it. You know what I mean? So
I don't think the Joaquin Phoenix one, like that's not Joker. That is a mental health issue movie. And don't get me wrong, it's a great movie. It's a great mental health movie. But it is not the Joker. It's with a comic book painting on it. But it is a mental health awareness movie.
It is a version of the Joker, because there's various versions of all these characters.
Okay.
Penguin, Batman, Joker. It's a version of the Joker. There's a Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne in there. But they anti-heroed him. That's just my opinion.
Well, he gets killed by the Joker in the second film.
I heard that, and I'm glad I'm pissed off you spoiled that for me. But I already heard about that, which really pisses me off as well. So
I haven't watched the film. I just saw reviews.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. I heard how abysmal it was, and I'm like,
I understand that, but before the second movie,
I apologize.
Before the second movie was even made, this was what the first movie was about. So I'm just saying.
But I think the thing with this one, like I get what you mean wholeheartedly, but the way I saw the film, talking from experience, it's just how the system failed somebody with mental health, and usually it just ends in the person just taking their own life. But this one was more of just it flipped it in kind of just a way where it just wanted to just show to the audience the kind of dangers of how capitalism fails people with mental health, and rather than internalize it, it externalized it, and it lashed out by creating like the Joker. And I loved it. I loved that it did that. A lot of people were like, oh, this is an anti-hero film and all this kind of, I just think it's more like a Greek tragedy rather than an anti-hero. It's a Greek tragedy to say that this guy needed help. He got none of it. He had a shit life. The system they cut his funding, they cut his medication, that sent him over the edge. And that, for me, this is why this film, I love it so much and it means so much to me, because it's more in telling of the system. And what I get fucking annoyed with our own side on the political spectrum that completely miss that point, because that's not, they haven't experienced that. So they just think, oh, it's just porn for incels. Like, no, it fucking isn't. It's not. It's more about porn. It's more porn for people with mental health problems to say, help us. We need help because, okay, we're not likely to take a gun and start murdering people, but we are more likely to take that gun and point it to our heads. And I think that's what I loved about it. And everyone fucking missed the point about that. And that's what really pisses me off about the joke.
Yeah, everybody says, oh, it's a Joker origin story. I'm like, no, it's not. I think they just use that to give it publicity. It's a great mental health movie. Like, if you watch this movie, like, I would show this movie to, like, people that are trying to learn how to deal with people with mental health, you know, like, after they have it. I'm like, look, this is where they come from. Take the Joker part out of it completely. Watch this movie. This is where these people are coming from. All right, I'm done. I know we're
okay.
off task.
Just to finish off on Victor, at any point did you guys see him being killed before he got killed? Because I did.
I saw him getting killed before the final episode. I thought he would be killed by like Sophia or somebody like that, but I didn't think he was going to make it out of this season.
No, but at that moment when him and Oswald are sitting together.
Oh no, I did not see that there.
Yes,
I saw it coming. The moment he offered him the drink.
Oh, that's yeah. So I saw it the minute they were sharing the stories and they had that bond. I was like, oh, it's going to kill him. They're going to see the sunset and it's going to shoot him in the back of the head. That's what I thought. But before that, I just thought, no, they're probably going to gear this kid up to be Robin. That's where my mind was.
I thought Sophia or Falcone or not Falcone.
I didn't know how he was going to kill him. I didn't know how he was going to kill him, but I thought the way he did kill him was much more personal than
a bullet in the back of the head.
A bullet in the back of the head, which would have been a lot. Yeah.
I thought they were just going to watch the sunrise and he was going to shoot him.
But it also shows you how strong Oswald is as well. I mentioned that he's got this big man strength. He was able to rip his arm off the chair when he was sellotaped to it, and then with one hand, and I think he's right-handed. So with his left hand, he was able to strangle, a young, kid like that who's not like a child. He's a young man. He's able to strangle him to death with one fucking hand.
With his right hand.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, still one-handed strangulation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's kind of like he's got like that same strength like the Kingpin. Like everybody think Kingpin's just like this fat slob, and it's like, oh no, he's strong. He's got muscle. And even I think there is points where like
America level strength.
I don't know about that, but like you're talking about Kingpin, yeah. I mean, I think they exaggerate his strength sometimes, but still, he's a strong dude. Like he's a big, strong dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So,
okay.
Any other characters we want to quickly mention before we shoot off?
No, everyone else was pretty forgettable. Generic.
Clancy Brown was great for the role he was in. I mean, his death was.
Oh yeah.
I just like him having a heart attack. I'm just like, what the like? I even messaged Ginger when I saw it. I was like, dude, have you gotten through episode 7 yet? Because I'm like, I'm sitting here literally going, what the fuck? And you thought I was talking about the part with the kids in the water tunnel or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm talking about the Maroney heart attack. I'm like,
I think it's he was shot in the stomach earlier. Like he never really truly healed from that, I think. So
no, but the fact that he just dies from a heart attack was brilliant.
Yeah,
I can see is Clancy Brown sitting there reading the script and being like, I love this, I love this, I love this, and then like getting to that part, and he's like, I absolutely love this. I'm like, it took me a second to be like, is he fucking with him? Like even like Penguin was having my exact same response. Be like, what are you doing? Get up!
I beat you, all that sort of stuff. He wanted to make sure people knew that he beat him.
Well, but Penguin's always, that's the thing about his character. He's always got something to prove, and that I think that will never end with this version of the Penguin.
Yeah, just the fact that again he was able to just use that Maroney being down there to his advantage to say, hey, look, this was, it's drugs, a big underground thing, and it was run by Maroney's.
And you'll find him down there.
You'll find him down there. And I was just like, oh, it just falls into place so brilliantly.
Yeah, it's not you can almost sit there and say it's all too coincidental, but yet it doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like that these are just circumstances that Penguin is twisting to his advantage.
That's it. And there's plenty of setup to get to that point, rather than it just happens, and then for the sake of convenience, they stick it in there to kind of say, oh, look, it's Maroney's running the thing. But it was like, there was a whole thing of how they got there and the setup to get there. And that's why it was just such a tightly woven story. And the best part was Penguin not killing Sophia, because that works his advantage for the
He needed someone to take the fall. Well, he needed somebody to take the fall.
Exactly. And so because it helps the counselor use this whole thing to kind of expose everyone. He has Sophia now and all this kind of stuff, who's taken the fall for everything. And it just, again, great politics. Rather than just shooting her in the back of the head, keeping her alive actually helps the people that he needs to elevate into positions of power, which helps him even more.
Well, and we
don't lose Sophia, because I'm glad we don't lose Sophia. I just thought she was going to get away or something, but we don't lose her.
Yeah,
well, maybe she gets broken
if
out.
Kimber comes out, man, she's going to be even more like a raging hornet. You know what I mean?
She still has Julian Rush in there.
Yeah, and there's nothing stopping her. Like, she has no. There's not stopping her. She has nothing now. Literally nothing. No money, no fortune, no crime.
She burned the house down. Like, oh man.
Oh god. Yeah.
She might have money. Assets might be frozen, but I think she still has the money. But with help from her sister, from Selena Kyle, that could be an interesting development, and I hope that pans out, because they both hated their fucking father. I mean, what they did to them. So I look forward. They both hate the Penguin and stuff like that. Yeah.
But and also what I was going to say earlier was that the thing that this all proved and really wove together very well is that what Penguin's mom said, he's always 2 steps ahead of everybody, and like it just it keeps on proving it. Like, I love the fact that this series did not like say, oh, this was like with the Riddler, it was like, oh, all this stuff was like all of these pieces were perfectly in place, and it was this big like this happened, and it's all the way it was supposed to be. But like with the Penguin, it's like, no, he just lucked into this, then thought 2 steps ahead, and then it changed, and then he moved 2 steps ahead there, and then it changed again, and then he moved 2 steps ahead there, and by the end he was so far ahead that like everybody was right where he wanted them at the end. But it was not that way when he on the way there, and that's what his mom kept saying. He's always 2 steps ahead. I'm like, this buffoon does not seem like he's 2 steps ahead, but he was.
He's very good at thinking on his feet, having to figure out stuff on the fly. Like when he in the second episode where they were searching people for a knife, and he used that moment for this fake brawl to put the knife into the bodyguard's jacket to make the bodyguard seem to be the killer. That was just great. He was. I thought that
was a little tropish, honestly. Like, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
No, it was good because you thought he was going to do it to the guy. No, because he thought the guy he was brawling with, you thought he was going to blame him by putting the knife in his pocket. But no, he put it in the bodyguard's pocket, which was even smarter because I didn't see that coming. I knew what he was doing, but I just didn't see the bodyguard being the ball guy. So that was, so I like that. That was really good.
I mean, I guess you're right. I guess it was odd that, I guess it was different that he did the bodyguard, not the person he was brawling with. So yeah, okay.
And it was the bodyguard of Sophia's own bodyguard. So he eliminates another fucking piece from the chessboard, because this guy looked like he was devoted to Sophia, and Sophia mistakenly killed him. So now she's got one less person to protect her as well. And he was a big piece, like he's a fucking tough guy. So yeah, And everyone else was she would happily kill off herself, which she did. But having one of her own people, her own bodyguards, she would have saved him for sure, unless Oswald
Well,
incriminated
she
him.
hesitated. That's why the big Falcone shot him, because she didn't even shoot him. It was
Yeah,
She
wasn't
wanted
her
to.
uncle.
She
Was it her
wanted to,
uncle or
but she never
father?
got the uncle.
Yeah, the
It was the
uncle.
uncle. The uncle.
Well, yeah, father's dead.
He was already dead by that point.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, he died.
Yeah,
in
we
the
only
movie.
and the reason we got Mark Strong instead of the other actor,
John Turturro.
Turturro?
John Turturro.
Is that him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
man, he
Turturro.
is the critically acclaimed actor from the Transformers movies. Didn't you know?
Yeah.
Jesus,
it's
they
only
met from fucking Big Lebowski.
scheduling conflict. That's why he couldn't be in it.
Hey, look, Mark Strong is amazing. I love Mark Strong, and he did I honestly, within 5 seconds of him playing that character, I forgot that he was replacing the other guy. He did
Yeah,
such
I
a
didn't
good
like
job.
him. I didn't believe John Turturro as a Falcone anyway. I think that was a miscasting in my opinion. That was the only cut. That was a misstep from the film. So I'm glad they replaced him with Mark Strong. And Mark Strong, again, he's always my top choice to play Professor X if they ever go down that route. Because I think he's a great.
I like it.
He's
It's a
always
good
been my
choice.
number one choice to replace if they do a middle-aged standard Professor X, because he's got that calm demeanor. He's got great delivery. He's just brilliant actor.
I would pick Ginger Greek to be my Professor X because he's always reading my mind.
Man, I'm
Well,
gutted in a way. The Green Lantern films weren't successful because he was the best thing about it was him being Sinestro.
100%.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
100%.
He
I
looked
thought Ryan Reynolds was
absolutely
the best part of
perfect.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Mark
So-
Strong he's great in everything, even in the films a pile of crap.
Even he was in Shazam, and like he was Shazam was a mid movie, like it was pretty good, but like Mark Strong just elevated that movie. Like you
Yeah.
know, like it was a below par movie, and with Mark Strong as this, and he was not that standout of a bad guy, but he made that. I don't even remember what the bad
Great
guy's name
Lost.
was. Yeah, he made that villains just really work in that movie,
Yeah.
and that's what I think elevated that movie past like below average to like a okay movie, you know.
Yeah, and then you see a more kind of comedic approach with oh god, what are those?
The Kingsman.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Yeah, where he plays like
Gutted when they
Alfred.
killed him off. They killed him off
Huh?
in the second movie.
Oh, you're right.
Spoiler
yeah,
alert!
they did.
God, if I hadn't seen those movies, I'd be mad that you spoiled it for me. Actually, I
Yeah, oh
haven't
my
seen
god,
the movies,
damn. Curse you.
Curse
but also,
you.
just to finish off as well, the mother was a fantastic performance as well.
dude. Her getting mad at like towards the end, I was like, oh my god, like when she was yelling at Penguin and just like saying, I hate you, like with the disease. Like, look, I work with elderly. And like I work with dementia patients. We literally have a dementia unit at my place. Like she made me believe that she was like a dementia patient. Like
Mhm.
I work with those people with Alzheimer's. I know what it looks like. She had the mannerisms and like the look, that lost look where you go from like being clear to like all of a sudden just being gone. Like she had that. I was like, holy shit. Like she did a great job.
Yeah,
But
it
also,
can't be
by the way,
how good her performance was. I think
at
it
the very
deserves
end
it.
when he was dancing with Eve Carlo, but at one point I thought that was his mum in his mind, but no, it was the prostitute lady, and yeah, he hired her so he could play his mum. That's what he was doing with her. Fucking
That was
guy's
just-
nuts, man. Absolutely. And by the way, her
I mean,
surname
all
is
he has to do is
Carlo.
bust out the breast milk, and we got another Homelander on our hands without the powers.
Her surname is Carlo, and that's the same surname as the character of Clayface. So some people are suggesting that Eve Carlo could be like the sister of Clayface. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
I mean,
It's all good.
those are nice
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Easter
yeah,
eggs that we
yeah.
don't need thrown in our face until like something happens in the movies or something.
Yeah.
I just hope for season 2. I kind of want an actual like gang war type scenario, whether it's with the Joker, Two-Face, even if it's just someone else that's not like a super villain. I kind of want that. I think Joker would be a good contrast to Penguin, though. You know what I mean?
Well, we kind of had that though. We had that with this season though, with the gang wars and the fighting.
But then what are
and
you going to do
the
in the second season? Like,
Okay, so this is why I wanted to get
Politics.
involved in politics. You
In
know,
politics.
eh.
but
We've
So
had
then
to
you're
do
getting
it.
into House of Cards at that point.
no,
You know?
but
Yeah,
what it, but you can switch the perspectives. Yeah, the first season's called the Penguin, but the second season, Penguin could be more of a supporting role, and you're focusing now on Sophia and Selena getting back together to maybe get revenge on Penguin. You know, so this time around, those two are the main characters, and Penguin is the supporting role. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
mind
people
that.
are going to want to tune in for Colin Farrell. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're gonna
And
want
they'll
Colin
get
Farrell
him.
on the screen.
They'll get him, but
As much
Colin
as
Farrell will
possible.
be. You know, they'll get him, but at the same time, this will be like a semi-second season. They'll still get Colin Farrell, but not as much. So we appreciate his times on screen. And Colin Farrell himself doesn't have to put that fucking fat suit on as much as he did.
I mean,
in this
eventually,
season.
you're going to have to move it from calling it the Penguin to just calling it Gotham again, and
Oh
getting
no!
the real Gotham.
I thought they should have
The
called it
real
Gotham Knights, and they're like, no, they named a game after that.
No. Just go back.
Oh,
to
look, they had the
Gotham.
Penguin, the Batman, and they could call it the. They could call the next one the Falcone sisters or something like that. I don't know.
That is a horrible name.
That's terrible.
The Gotham
The
City
Falcones.
Sirens.
Or the
Catwoman.
Falcones. No, because it'll be about Sophia
Well, not
and
the
Catwoman.
Falcones, though. She's a Gigante. She changed her name.
No, she changed her name to Gigante, but it's technically she can still be a Falcone. You know, so that's what
I
it's.
think I want something that's different in the way of like because like in this season it was all about mobsters, like mobsters. That's fine. Like now we need to see somebody who is also coming up in the ranks that is actually trying to do what the Penguin did, but now Penguin's got to fight back against that and then push. Huh?
Black Mask.
Yeah, Black Mask. There you go. And honestly,
perfect.
if they kill, like if it would be great if they tried to do Black Mask and like Penguin gets the best of Black Mask and kills him at the end of the season. Like, I mean, I'm not particular on Black Mask, so I'm just like, like you need to assure Penguin's dominance here, where it's like you see him in the first season rise to power, then you see him in the second series keeping that power and not taking shit from anybody, including Black. But Black Mask is a great one. That's actually a really good one.
Yeah, Black Mask. He's perfect. He's on that level. He's not Two-Face. It's not Joker, who aren't really gangsters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Joker can be a gangster if they do it right. But
what's that?
Yeah, Jared Leto's Joker was a gangster.
No. I'm not talking gangster like that. I'm talking gangster like in
even Jack Nicholson was a gangster. His one was a gangster too.
No, I agree. Jack Nicholson's was more of a gangster Joker, because like you've got the like unhinged Joker, which is more like Jared Leto's, but I feel more like Jack Nicholson's. Maybe a little. I just don't like the look and the feel of Jared Leto's Joker. Like he's a fucking.
We already have Joker in this universe, anyways. The actor that played.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really like see him, so I mean, I guess they could bring in a different actor, but
they could do, because the actor that plays him is becoming a huge pain in the ass and difficult to work with now.
Yeah.
So he's very easily replaceable. Nobody will be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they recast him," kind of thing.
And we barely saw him anyway. I don't even think we saw his face really all that much. So it's not like we're like, oh, we're so attached to this guy. Like, he
does talk to the Riddler at the end of the Batman, which is the original cut. But in the director's cut or the edits, there is a scene where Batman is talking to him through the glass, and you do see his face properly, and it's all like,
oh really? I didn't. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about him. Let's
Nobody
replace him.
cares. Though.
Hey, have Mark Strong play him.
I'm fine with a recast. I don't give a fuck. I mean, who cares?
Mark Strong is the Joker. There we go. We got it.
I just want Cameron Monaghan to come back, because his Joker in Gotham was excellent. But obviously, we don't want that Joker. Just him in this universe playing Joker, because I thought his performance was fantastic.
I didn't see that far into it. I couldn't do it.
I actually heard good things about it, but
the clips of Cal Kestis playing Joker, it was fucking brilliant.
Oh my god, that was Cal Kestis?
Yeah, it was Cal Kestis.
Holy shit! I just put that together. I did not even realize that.
Yeah, very underrated actor.
Oh yeah, I know he was great in the Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi games,
Fallen Order or some shit like that.
I haven't played Survivor yet, but I've played Fallen Order, and I thought he was great. Yeah. Like, I think the voice actor is good, or the actor.
Go check his Joker performance. It's excellent.
Shit, I will.
All right, guys, let's mark this episode. Ginger. What say we
No,
got this
20 out
season?
of 10.
Yeah. Cheeto.
I'm gonna give it a 9.832 out of 10 because we didn't get a wah, 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 wah. No, it's a 10. It's an absolute 10 out of 10. I mean, this is
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10. I mean, undoubtedly, it's gonna get a 10. I knew it stuck the landing with the final episode, which is why it gets a 10. And Selena Kyle name drop and a Batman singing in the sky. If that's all the Easter eggs we get, then this show relied on no Easter eggs whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, if that's what you call it, if that's what we're clamoring for. So yeah, absolutely superb. Just told a great story. Mobster dramas are the best. This is nothing like The Sopranos. I wish people would stop comparing it to The Sopranos. It's got not remotely like the fucking Sopranos. Just because they're different gangster genres. This is more like Scarface. I've always said people, this is a guy rising his way to the top. So anyway, yeah, so this is without doubt going to be nominated for the Golden Glasses. I guess that,
which is coming up in December, baby.
Yeah,
we already started.
Check that out. Check that out for sure. All right, so what's the next on the horizon?
Me and Mage are going to be doing Dragon Ball Daima this weekend. We got the video game fan film. We got the Kingdom Hearts one that came out this week. The Kingdom Hearts one.
That was good.
Yeah, that came out yesterday. So check that out and check out the original release, man. That is a good fan film. So check our review out and check out our reaction. Check out the original. Zam's still doing Tulsa King. I think next week is the season finale, right?
Next week is the season finale. Tulsa King. I've just started watching stuff like Yellowstone again. I'll probably do. I don't know if I'll do. I did a short on that on the first episode of on the returning episode because it's on season 5 still, Cheeto, but episode 10 of season 5 came out a couple of days ago, almost 2 years after episode 9 of season 5, which is fucking ridiculous.
Probably COVID.
No, it's also what's his face? Kevin Costner left the project.
Again.
He left the project. He fell out with a lot of the staff, so they've had to just continue the story with him now being killed, just like that. It's just fucking ridiculous. So, but regardless, that too. Sorry.
And then Lower Decks tomorrow. World's Gone Insane on Friday. So we got I forgot about those two. We got shit going down on NerdTube. Yo,
there's always a show for us to review, watch, whatever. Maybe a movie as well. So don't forget to like, share
all the ancillary stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
And he has to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on,
and
the stream. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the Tube, the greatest social media channel you never heard of. Take care. Thank you, fellas. Bye bye.